counsel and the governor to meet the witness prior to the testing, so that to providing her testimony, so that they are able to know who the witness is. That application, Mr. Speaker, sir, is made pursuant to Rule 28 of third schedule. The second application, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that on Saturday at around 6:45, we were served with a response from the governor, and we noted that they have raised two preliminary issues. One on whether this motion met the threshold, that is, being supported by 2/3 of the composition of the County Assembly of Kericho, and secondly, of a purported order that barred the proceedings from taking place. We have taken the liberty to prepare an affidavit on just those two issues. We have filed that application. We have served the same to my learned friend, Mr. Katwa, and we have also taken time to prepare enough copies for all the senators. We humbly seek that that affidavit, dated 13th of October 2024, be deemed as properly on record. That is all, Mr. Speaker, sir. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators. We would first of all want to take exception at the statement made by my colleague for the County Assembly, saying as if it's a statement of fact that there was any sexual excesses. That is an issue for the courts and probably for this Senate. And so we take exceptions at the attempt to make it as if it's a statement of fact. For avoidance of doubt, we wish to say that there is no police report, there is no determination of that issue. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have three preliminary issues to request your audience on, Mr. Speaker, sir, and the Senate. The first one, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that we did in fact file our documents and a flash disk on Saturday the 12th. However, it turned out that they were not properly paginated, and we have done a properly paginated set of documents and properly arranged flash disk. We very kindly request and plead with you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and the Senate, to allow us to replace the improperly paginated document with a properly paginated one. The contents and the substance remains the same, and the same was served on my colleagues. May I say also that I have had occasion to have a word with my colleagues for the County Assembly, and the general understanding is that, subject to your ruling, Mr. Speaker, sir, and the members of the Senate, we are in agreement that we are not contesting the affidavit that they have just introduced, the one dated 13th of October 2024 that my learned friend has referred to, and in exchange they are not contesting the replacement of the wrongly paginated bundle that we filed on Saturday, and we brought the corrected one on Sunday the 14th. Mr. Speaker, sir, other than that, I had indicated that we proposed to raise a preliminary objection to these proceedings, and we flagged out three issues we wanted to argue. Mr. Speaker, sir, I very kindly request for your audience on that application. The application to raise the preliminary objection is based on your Rule 14 and Rule 30, Mr. Speaker, sir, on issues of materiality and competence of the motion before you. I pray that you allow us audience on that preliminary objection. As my colleague has already indicated, they are aware of our preliminary objection and they are also ready to argue it. Mr. Speaker, sir, as an aspect of that application, we are aware that Rule 14 says that if you are to allow us to raise the preliminary objection, the time within which we can argue that a preliminary objection is 30 minutes. Mr. Speaker, sir, our preliminary objection, at least in our estimation, is very substantial. There is a rider in that Rule 14 that you can adjust the time within which it can be allowed. Mr. Speaker, sir, with that in mind, we would very much plead that you allow us 1 hour to raise the preliminary objection as opposed to the 30 minutes. And if you must, Mr. Speaker, sir, we would pray that you don't, but if you must, we are prepared to forfeit part of the time subsequently allotted to us for purposes of cross-examination of the witnesses for the county assembly and for presenting our evidence the 3 hours thereafter. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rest my case there.
Counsel for
yes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Just exhaust the 30 minutes first. And if at the end of the 30 minutes you still need time, you will make that application. Don't make it at this juncture. You will now proceed to raise your preliminary objection.
Right away, Mr. Speaker, sir. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I trust you'll allow me audience on the issue of the protection of the witness when it comes to that. Mr. Speaker, sir, the preliminary objection we wish to raise are 3. The first one, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that we wish to draw the attention of this honorable plenary and the attention of you, Mr. Speaker, sir, that there is an order that was made on 3rd of October 2024, and which we served to this honorable Senate, both the Senate as an institution and the Speaker, and that order in itself had the effect of asking that the Senate should not discuss this impeachment until the court has expressed itself. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the face of that order which was duly served, we would very much pray that you consider standing down this impeachment until the court has entertained and determined that issue. Mr. Speaker, sir, the substance of that, we have availed the pagination of the case that is filed in Kericho, and Mr. Speaker, sir, we served you with both the petition and the application and the order. And for that reason then, Mr. Speaker, sir, as a first preliminary issue, we pray for 2 things: that you do consider standing down this impeachment in the face of that order, and secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, that Mr. Speaker, sir, the second preliminary objection that I wish to raise is that it is our argument that this impeachment is not...
Counsel.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Or whatever you're saying is contained in your bundle.
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
If you can help the senators by referring to the bundle and the pages.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So that you can flow with them.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the bundle and the order that I am referring to is at page 387 of our bundle. It relates to Kericho Constitutional Petition number E011 of 2024, Dr. Eric Mutai, Fazes County Assembly of Kericho, the Speaker County Assembly, Honorable Rogoñ, the mover of the motion, the Senate, and the Speaker. And the order is at page 387 to 388. Mr. Speaker, sir, yes, volume 2. My apologies.
Counsel, talk closer to the microphone so that the senators can hear you.
Honorable Senators, I am referring to volume 2, page 387 to page 514, which contains the filings in Kericho High Court, Kericho petition number E011 of 2024, Dr. Eric Mutai, Fazes County Assembly of Kericho, the Speaker Kericho County, Honorable Rogoñ, the Senate as 4th respondent, and the Speaker as the 5th respondent. And the order is at page 387 to 388, and it states at paragraph 5 that pending inter partes hearing of the motion dated 2nd of October, an order is issued to restrain the Senate and the Speaker from receiving or acting or presenting to the plenary of the Senate or allowing for debate the Senate, allowing for debate at the Senate.
Now, honorable senators, can the counsel be heard in silence, please? Senator Allen, take your seat. If you want to consult, we have the lounge. It's empty as we speak. You may want to make use of it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will read again the order. The order, which is material to this session, says that Pending inter partes hearing of the motion dated 2nd of October, an order is hereby issued to restrain the Senate and the Speaker from receiving or acting or presenting to the plenary of the Senate or allowing for debate at the Senate as a plenary or at any other Senate committee or discussing or making any decision or resolution in regard to the impeachment of the petitioner in regard to the impeachment of the petitioner, the governor, Kericho County, on 2nd of October 2024. That is the relevant bit of that. And Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Council for Governor.
Yes, may I explain? Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable senators, at the start of my presentation, I indicated that there is a first bundle that improperly paginated. There is a second bundle which definitely has that corrected pagination. I apologize for that.
Just hold on, Council, until we confirm the position.
That second bundle is like this. Mr. Speaker, sir, can I use the first volume? It has the same order. Probably it's easier to track it in volume 1, page 23. Volume 1 is the smaller one. Yes, volume 1, page 23, please.
So, Council for Governor, so that the senators can follow your arguments, indicate the bundle and the page. Then you proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. If we all have volume 1, the same order exists in volume 1 at page 23. And then the rest of the pleadings in respect to that motion is in volume 2, as I indicated, page, the corrected bundle, page 387 to page 514. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to move on to the second preliminary objection. The second preliminary objection.
A minute,
yes, I'm
Council
sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Senator Roba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On both volumes, the pages being referred to are not there. In volume 1 and in volume 2, the pages being referred to is not there. And it seems that maybe some of us may have the right document, others don't have, and it's very difficult to follow. So it's important that we are all on the same page in terms of having the right documents before we proceed. Thank you.
Senator Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, I must say that I'm extremely disappointed from the onset in terms of the sort of filing that has been done by the governor's team. And perhaps at the inception of this hearing, all the parties need to introduce us to the documents they have filed. You need to be able to say, and I say this with the greatest respect because the Honorable Katwa Kigen is a litigation lawyer of no mean repute, but I must say that this is below standard because, Honorable Speaker, first introduce us to the documents you filed. Say, my documents are colored, I think this is peach. I'm being told by the ladies that this is peach, Honorable Speaker, because the men should abstain from discussion.
Proceed, Senator.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, the volume that council is referring to as volume 1 is in fact not paginated. Perhaps what he needs to do, because he had indicated that he had filed a separate volume that was properly paginated, let us allow him to withdraw the documents that are not properly paginated and give us the volumes that are properly paginated, because this exercise is going to be extremely painful if we proceed in the manner that we are proceeding. Let each party introduce their documents. Let each party substitute documents that they believe they want to substitute, so that we can proceed in a manner that is a bit easier, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Senator Mogeni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I fully understand and sympathize with the agony that senators are, finding themselves in trying to get the pagination, but also sympathize with council. He has made records, I think about 8 bound copies for 67 senators. My copy, the one I have, is well paginated. He was making reference to page 386, 387. I seem to be having a properly paginated bundle, that is volume 2. What my colleague, Senator Wambua has, as paginating that reads, if you go to it, maybe I can show it to the senators, it reads something like 375, 374, 375. It's not easy, it's not an easy task. I'll plead, Mr. Speaker, that those of us who have the right copies, it's very easy to make reference to the page. The ones that have a copy that has a problem, we just try to find the page. Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable senators.
Mr. Speaker, as
can Senator Mogeni be held in silence? And we don't raise hands here.
Yes.
Senator Orwobo, you know what to do.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said, it's not easy to prepare all these bound documents. Let us know the senators who don't have the right copies, because the one I have is well paginated. So the ones who don't have a bundle that is not well paginated can draw the attention of the clerk, then they can swap. Maybe council can supply another copy, because it seems some of us have well paginated document, others don't have.
Okay, honorable senators, so that we make progress.
Mr. Speaker, sir,
that we make progress, council.
Yes, can I identify the ones that are correctly paginated with the color so that we are kindly? Mr. Speaker,
if council, you would wait for my directions, good. So that we make progress and we carry all the senators along. First, what are your documents?
Mr. Speaker, sir, my documents are volume 1.
Introduce your document first.
Yes, thank you,
and
Mr.
as you introduce your documents, honorable
yes.
senators, confirm that you have that particular bundle.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, proceed.
The first volume is bound with a green cover, a blue cover. Mr. Speaker, sir,
it's bundle number. What is the title of that bundle?
It is titled Statement of Defense by Honorable Dr. Eric Mutai to the Senate Impeachment Proceedings.
Okay, stop it there. Now, honorable senators, do we have that particular bundle? So, council, some have the same bundle, but it's in a different color.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as I explained, I had initially filed one which did not have proper pagination.
So the one in
the one with
the blue, one that is not blue is
yes.
not the correct bundle.
Yes,
so,
yes, Mr. Speaker.
So,
sir.
Should we withdraw that?
Yes, please, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Okay, honorable senators, withdraw the bundle.
Volume 1 other than blue.
Now, honorable senators, I'm informed that we do have the correct bundles. They can now be brought in by the Secretariat. So, clerk, can you arrange for the immediate distribution of those documents. You're going to be given a whole set of documents. So just withdraw what you have. Clerk, you have 5 minutes to do that so that we make progress.
Well, if you're joining us, is that the Senate proceedings on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the governor of Kericho County, that is Dr. Eric Kipkoech Mutai, has commenced at the floor of the Senate. Earlier on, we saw the reading of the charges done by the clerk of the Senate, with the governor taking the stand and responding to the charges as read by the clerk. Then the stand before this particular break, that is sort of a 5-minute break for the members to be able to familiarize themselves with the documents that have been presented before them by the legal team of the governor, the senior counsel, that is Katwa Kigen, had taken the stand, but of course there were new documents, or rather other documents that the senators had indicated were not known to them or had not been availed to them earlier, and therefore, or rather thereby, the speaker allowed a 5-minute time just for the team to be able to avail those documents to the senators, and for the senators to be able to go through the documents. So allow me to hand you over back to the...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm just rising to request for a bit of guidance and probably clarity. Mr. Speaker, this is a time-bound process. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Even this one is dead.
Honorable members, allow time for the system to be fixed so that we can proceed. Just a few minutes.
Well, this is the Senate proceedings on this day with regards to the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the governor of Kericho County, that is Dr. Eric Kipkoech Mutai. The county assembly on the 2nd of October resolved to have the governor removed from office by way of impeachment and made their resolution known to the Senate. The Senate opted to undertake or consider this matter by way of plenary. And the process has begun this morning at 10 a.m. What we are seeing now is that the House is going through or still receiving some documents that have been presented by the legal team from the governor's side. Earlier on, the charges were read to the governor, which he pleaded not guilty to all of them. And then we saw the legal team from the governor's side, led by the senior counsel Katwa Kigen, also taking the stand to make their statements, opening statements. But there are documents that the senators had indicated that were not in their possession. And the governor's side indicated that the documents are available and can be shared with the members. So that is what we have just seen, the documents being shared for the members to be able to go through and familiarize themselves with the contents of those documents as the presentations continue. Remember, both parties are inside the chambers. That is the party of the side of the governor with his legal team, as well as the side of the county assembly of Kericho County, of course, with its legal team as well. And the process for consideration has already begun. As you can see, members consulting in low tones there, as well as also going through the documents that have been shared by the governor.